a dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. According to my analysis of the available data, I believe the best course of action is somewhat risky. An explosion of sufficient size will help destabilize the ring, and will cut through a number of primary systems. We need to trigger a detonation on a large scale, however. A starship's fusion reactors going critical would do the job. Activating final countdown timer. When it reaches 0, the engines will detonate. The explosion will generate a temperature of almost 100 million degrees. Don't be here when it blows. Activating motion tracker. Let's find a safe exit. Air support is cut off, Captain. We need to hold here until she can move in. Alert! A Covenant is making a run for that stationary gun. Take him out! Alert! Covenant dropship has detected us. Here they come. Alert! Covenant dropship inbound. They must be looking for survivors. I recommend immediate evasion. Alert! Covenant forces have secured the Banshees. We'll have to find another way down. Alert! Our RV point with Foehammer is further towards the ship's bow than our current position. Use a Warthog to reach the extraction point or we'll never make it in time. Alert! Shuttle bay door is closed. Alert! The monitor has disabled all command access. We can't restart the countdown. The only remaining option is to detonate the ship's fusion reactors. That should do enough damage to destroy Halo. Alert! We need to keep moving. Get back in the Warthog. Analyzing damage. This hole was caused by some kind of explosive. Very powerful if it tore through the ship's hull. All I detect down there are pools of coolant. We should continue our search somewhere else. Analyzing. Fusion reactor number 1 destabilizing. Use explosives on the other 3 reactors. That should be enough to trigger a wildcat explosion of the engines. Analyzing. Halo's control center is located there. That structure appears to be some sort of temple or shrine, if I've interpreted this correctly. Analyzing. If Halo is a weapon, this entire valley must be the firing mechanism. Analyzing. The door's control mechanism is offline, but it's taken a lot of damage. You should be able to bash it open with the butt of your weapon. Analyzing. This must be the control room. Subtle. Analyzing. We have 5 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now. Analyzing. We have 7 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now. Analyzing. We have 6 minutes before the fusion drives detonate. We need to evac now! And that's exactly what Halo is designed to do. Wipe the galaxy clean of all sentient life. Area secure. As for tracking us all the way from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited. At last! Are you alright? Can you move? At least I still have control over the comm channels. Aye, aye, sir. Before it's too late! But I'm pretty sure I can pull it from your suit without permanently damaging your shields. But I've isolated approach signatures for multiple CCS-class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group. And in about 90 seconds, they'll be all over us. Captain? Captain? I've lost him. Captain, the cannon was my last offensive option. Chief, Bravo 22 was bringing us some heavy weapons. After I saw we were up against hunters, I thought you could use them. Chief? Chief, can you hear me? Chief, get me out of this terminal! Chief, I'm picking up movement. Chief, let's see if we can find a way to open this door. Chief, sentinels! Chief, up ahead there's a gap in the trench. At top speed, we should be able to clear it. Chief, we need to get to the engine room. That's the only other place where the monitor can override the self-destruct sequence. Chief, we need to jump now! The Covenant are destroying the life pods. They really don't want us on that ring. Covenant! On the landing above us! I'm detecting Covenant movement outside the access ways. Do what? I have the index. You can just float and sputter. Do you have any idea what that bastard almost made you do? Don't let them lock the doors. Don't worry, I have access to all of the reactor schematics and procedures. I'll walk you through it. Echo 419! She's gone. Calculating alternate escape route. Ship's inventory shows 1 longsword fighter is still docked in Launch Bay 7. If we move now, we can make it. Engine room located. We're here. Everyone, sir? Fancy a look? Final target neutralized. Let's get out of here. First, we need to pull back the exhaust couplings. That will expose a shaft that leads to the primary fusion drive core. Get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster. Get us out of here. Good. Let's get moving. The nav point marks our target. Good! Step 1 complete! We have a straight shot into the fusion reactor. Good. That should open the door that leads into the main shaft. Halo. It's finished. He must be trying to take the core offline. Even if I could get the countdown restarted, I don't know what to do. Head through that door. That's the way to the next canyon. He's delirious! In pain! We have to find him! He's in engineering. He's in my data arrays, a local tap. He stopped the self-destruct sequence. Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's. Humans, Covenant, whatever. We're all equally edible. The only way to stop the flood is to starve them to death. I can read the Captain's CNI transponder. He's in the control room. But I'm not detecting any human life signs. I didn't think there were any human forces left on this part of the ring. I disabled the lifeboat's signal beacon to throw off Covenant search teams. Other lifeboats probably made it down too. We should search for survivors. I haven't located the crash site yet, but we need to buy some time, in case the Monitor or his Sentinels find a way to activate Halo's final weapon without the index. I knew it! The Autumn's accelerating, Keys is going in manual! I learned how to tap into the grid when I was in the control center. Unfortunately, each jump requires a rather consequential expenditure of energy. I leave home for a few days and look what happens. This won't take long. I need you to upload me into the control systems. The terminal is located next to the main view screen. I recommend moving into those hills. If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in the crash. I think we both know the answer to that. I thought the Covenant had eliminated all the Marine forces in this area. If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed. If those lifeboats make it down, the Covenant are going to be right on top of them. I'll call in a dropship to pick them up. I'm detecting taps throughout the ship. Sentinels, most likely. As for the Monitor, I'm going to call for reinforcements. There's no sense going in with anything less than full strength. I'm going to search what's left of the Covenant battlenet and see if I can locate the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. If the ship's fusion reactors are still relatively intact, we can use them to destroy Halo. I'm marking the location of the nearest pulse generator with a nav point. We need to move in and neutralize the device. I'm reading a lifeboat beacon over the next hill. We should check to see if there are any survivors. I'm reading thousands of types of flora. The ring's ecosystem is incredibly sophisticated. Interesting. A shrine is an unlikely place to put such a significant installation. Interesting. I underestimated the Covenant's understanding of Halo subsystems. Interesting. The ring supports wildlife. The builders must possess incredible terraforming technology. Interesting. The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning. Or if the designers wanted the installation to have inclement weather. It doesn't look like they saw us, but we should leave before they spot us. It looks like the Covenant wanted to catch you napping. It looks like there is a path into the interior of the island. It must have been one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge. It's done. I have the code. We should go. I've already begun. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support. I've got a good lock on Captain Key's CNI transponder signal. He's alive, and the implants are intact. There's some interference from the cruiser's damaged reactor. I'll bring us in as close as I can. I've hacked into the Covenant battle network. They're actually broadcasting tactical data on unencrypted channels. We should show them who they're dealing with. Master Chief, I'm going to use your suit's transcom system to monitor their chatter. I've located the final lifeboat. I'll give you a nav point to the beacon. I've located the Pillar of Autumn. She put down 1,200 kilometers upspin. Energy readings show her fusion reactors are still powered up. I've spent the last 12 hours cooped up in here watching you toady about, helping that thing get set to slit our throats. Keep it up. Only one more fusion reactor to go. Keep your head down. There's 2 of us in here now, remember? Left out that little detail, did he? Let's get out of here and find another way back aboard the ship. Let's go find the map room that will show us the location of Halo's control center. Let's hurry and find the final lifeboat so we can link up with the rest of the survivors. Let's keep going inside. Let's make sure there are no Covenant hiding in the area. Let's move down the beach. Keep an eye out for any cargo we can salvage. The life pods are launching. We should hurry. Lifeboat detected. No sign of survivors. Look, Covenant Banshees. We can use them to fly straight to the control structure. Don't let anyone else touch them. Look, in the corners. The flood are gathering bodies here. Look, more lifeboats. They're coming in fast. Look out! Look! Looks like another shuttle bay. We should be able to reach the control room from the 3rd level. Make that 4 kills. Maybe they took cover in that structure. Let's check it out. Yank me. More stealth elites on cloaking. Motion tracker shows all clear. My analysis indicates that the map room should be at the bottom floor of this facility. Needless to say, I think we should only try this once. Never been better. New traffic on the Covenant battlenet. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser. The Truth and Reconciliation. A ship I disabled before we abandoned the Autumn. No human life signs detected. The captain... He's one of them! No survivors, Master Chief. No, that'll take too long. No! Without the captain, The Covenant have already won. Not much. A well-placed grenade, perhaps, but why? Not that you'll listen, but I'd suggest letting my subroutines handle the final approach. Now would be a very good time to leave! Objective accomplished. The pulse generator has overloaded. Scanning. The generator's central core is offline. Well done. Oh, hell. Oh, I didn't realize. He's your pal, is he? Your chum? Oh, I see. The coordinate data needs to be... Oh, really? Oh, okay, I'm coming with you. Okay, let's move out. Okay, let's take care of the next pulse generator. Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Key's neural implants. Once we're inside the ship, I can home in on the captain's command neural interface. He'll probably be in or near the ship's brig, which should narrow our search. One target remaining. Let's take care of the final pulse generator. Our fighters are mopping up the last of their recon picket now. Nothing serious. Perfect. Grab one of the escort banshees and we'll use it to return to the Pillar of Autumn. Power source detected. There's the gravity lift. It's still operational. That's our way back in. Pull up! Pull up! Resistance appears to be increasing. We must be close to the control center. Right. Sorry. Scanning. Covenant forces in the vicinity have been eliminated. Let's move on to Halo's control center. Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. Shut the system down so the Covenant won't be able to lock us out. Shut them down, we'll need them later. Sleep well? So, if we damage or destroy these generators, the Monitor will need to repair them before Halo can be used. That should buy us some time. So you did miss me. Sod off! Stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to recon the Covenant position without being spotted. Stop! Chief, we need to go the other direction. Stop! Motion tracker shows movement around the next bend. Stop! We need to stay here with the Marines until evac arrives. Survivors detected. Marines are concealed in those rocks. Survivors will probably stick close to their emergency beacons. We need to find where the lifeboats landed. That did it! The engine's gone critical. Based on the current rate of decay, we should have 15 minutes to get off the ship. That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go. That jump into the coolant is looking better all the time, Chief. That terminal, try there. That tunnel leads to the next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there. That's the pulse generator. The center core is the signal amplifier. That's what we need to shut down. That's the ship! Move! We need to get aboard now! The Autumn will continue evasive maneuvers until you initiate a landing sequence. The bridge. We made it. Let's get to work. The captain! His vitals are fading! Please, Chief, hurry! The captain! We've got to stop the captain! The control room should be this way. The Covenant are putting up a real fight. The cartographer must be here. The Covenant network is absolute chaos. From what I've been able to piece together, their leadership ordered all ships to abandon Halo when they found the flood, but they were too late. The Covenant battlenet is a mess. I can't access the ship's schematics. My records indicate that a shuttle bay should be here. The Covenant believe that what they call the silent cartographer is somewhere under this island. The cartographer is a map room that will lead us to Halo's control center. The Covenant found something. Buried in this ring, something horrible, and now they're afraid. The Covenant placed their tanks to defend the entrance to the tunnel. The Covenant presence here is stronger than I anticipated. They seem to have the entire region secured. The Covenant were right. This ring... it's Forerunner. Give me a second to access. Yes, the Forerunner built this place, what they called a fortress world, in order to... Wait. No, that can't be. The crash did more damage than I suspected. Analyzing. Coolant leakage rate is significant. The ship's reactor should already have gone critical. The damage caused by the crash and the flood have sealed off all nearby access ways to the control room. We should find another way in. The damage to the superstructure is extensive. I don't know how much more abuse the Autumn can take. The EMP blast should neutralize the generator, but it will also drain your shields and leave you vulnerable until they recharge. The entrance to the control center is located at the top of the pyramid. Let's get up there. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there and I should be able to get us inside. The flood overwhelmed this cruiser and disabled it. The Covenant are terrified the flood will repair the ship and use it to escape from Halo. They've sent in a strike team to neutralize the flood and repair the ship for immediate departure. The island has multiple structures and installations. One of them contains the map room. The last lifeboat is near the cliff edge. The last lifeboat is in the mountains near a rock slide. The last lifeboat is near the head of the river. The machinery in these canyons are Halo's primary firing mechanisms. They consist of 3 phase pulse generators that amplify Halo's signal and allow it to fire deep into space. The power levels are enormous. I can't even begin to calculate the pulse's range. The others... The impact. There's nothing we can do. The second pulse generator is located in the adjacent canyon. Move out and I'll mark the target with a nav point when we get closer. The ship was heavily damaged when it crashed. Head to the cryo chamber. We should be able to get to the engine room through there. The systems on the Pillar of Autumn have fail-safes even I can't override without authorization from the captain. We'll need to find him, or his neural implants, to start the fusion core detonation. The Truth and Reconciliation touched down on a desert plateau roughly 300 kilometers upspin. The tunnel door is locked. We need to find the door's controls and open it. The weapons cache he's looking for, it's not really... We can't let him get inside. There are probably multiple detention stations. The captain must be in one of them. We need to keep looking for him. There, in the cliff wall. I'll bet the silent cartographer is somewhere inside that facility. There must be some mechanism to cross this chasm. Look for a control panel or switch. There. That holo panel should activate the map. There. That should give us enough time to make it to a lifeboat and put some distance between ourselves and Halo before the detonation. There's a teleportation grid that runs throughout Halo. That's how the monitor moves about so quickly. There's new traffic on the Covenant battle network. A lot more crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell. If we can find Captain Keyes and the other survivors, we have a chance to coordinate an effective resistance. There's no time. Get out of here, find Keyes, stop him. There's one last lifeboat. Quickly, get aboard before it launches. There's our ride. Get aboard and let's get out of here. There's so many I can't track them all. There's some Marines hiding in the hills above the structure. Those Covenant fools, they must have known. There must have been signs. They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet. They're all dead. We didn't save them. They're already inside. We have to get in there and stop them before they learn the location of the control center. They're right on top of us. Let's find another way through. They're using our lifeboat airlocks to attach their boarding craft. We go out and they come in. Clever bastards. They've locked the doors, and we don't have enough firepower to get through them. This cave is not a natural formation. Someone built it, so it must lead somewhere. This is it, Halo's control center. This isn't the map room. Analyzing. This is a security override station for the main facility, located somewhere else on this island. This looks like the ship's command center. The captain's transponder signal is strong. We must be close. This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important. This thing is falling apart! Those Marines could use some help, Chief. Do what you do best. We're too close. We need to find another route. Transfer me back to your suit. We need to go. Trust me, it's deep enough to cushion our fall. Turn around. You're driving the wrong way. Until we decelerated, no one could have missed the hole we tore in subspace. Use an explosive. I recommend a grenade or rocket. If you run out of explosives, there is an armory station located near the engine room's entrance. Use the holo panel to shut down the security system. Wait, stop! This is where Fohammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here. Wait. That's the locked door down there. The Marines are waiting on the other side. The controls to open it must be somewhere in this room. Wait. The Covenant and Flood are attacking each other. I recommend we wait until they've worn each other down. Then we'll only have to deal with the stragglers. Wait! We haven't destroyed the pulse generator yet. Find a Banshee and fly to the location marked by the nav point. Wait. We need to get through that door, but it's been damaged by an explosion. Wait. We should commandeer one of those Banshees. We'll need it to reach the pulse generator in time. Warning. Blast doors closing. Warning. I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach. Warning. I've picked up reports that the Covenant has located and secured the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. The good news is the captain is still alive. The bad news is that the Covenant have captured the entire surviving command crew. Warning! Sentinels are attacking! Warning! Threat level increasing! Warning! Threat level increasing! That jump into the coolant is looking better all the time, Chief. Trust me. It's deep enough to cushion our fall. Warning, we should evacuate the area before Covenant forces arrive. We can't leave yet. We need to wait for the dropship. We can't let the Flood get off this ring. You know what he'd expect. We can't let the monitor activate Halo. We have to stop him. We have to destroy Halo. We can't make it on foot. We need a vehicle. We couldn't save them. I recommend that we stay near the beacon and wait for extraction. We did what we had to do. For Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood... We had no choice. We didn't rescue any of the Marines. 100% casualties. We don't have much time. We should move outside and signal for evac. Accessing schematics. There's a service lift at the top of the engine room. It leads to a Class 7 service corridor that runs along the ship's dorsal structure. Hurry! We have to use the ship's maintenance access ways. Follow the nav point. It will lead you to an opening. We made it. We must be in the brig. These look like holding cells. We need a catalyst explosion to destabilize the magnetic containment field surrounding the fusion cells. We need that warthog if we want to get to the other lifeboats in time. We need to find the other 2 lifeboats. We need to find the security override to get this door open. We need to get back to the Pillar of Autumn. Let's go back to the shuttle bay and find a ride. We need to get going, Chief. We need to get off the ship before it's completely overrun by Covenant. We need to get to the bridge. From there, we can use the captain's neural implants to initiate an overload of the ship's fusion engines. The explosion should damage enough systems below it to destroy the ring. We need to get up this ridge. We need to go right now. We need to interrupt the pulse generator's energy stream. I've adjusted your shield system so that it will deliver an EMP burst to disrupt the generator, but you'll need to walk into the beam to trigger it. We need to move up to the 2nd level and use that control to open the shuttle bay door. We need to stay with the Marines. We read you, Echo 419. We have survivors and need immediate dust-off. We should be able to get into the ship's control room from here. We should commandeer one of those ghosts. We're going to need the firepower. We should evacuate the area and find other survivors before Covenant search teams arrive. We should head back to the shuttle bay and call for evac. We should head this way, towards the ship's gravity lift. We should hurry, they can't hold out much longer. We should make sure the area is clear of Covenant stragglers. We should now have access to the main facility. Let's find the map room. We should search the interior of those structures before we leave. We should secure the area before the dropship arrives. We should wait here for the dropship. We shouldn't just leave them there. We'll be in a tight spot if we don't get out of here before additional reinforcements arrive. Let's find that map. Well, there's the entrance to the security substation, but it looks like we'll have to look for another way up. We're cutting it close! We're not gonna make it! What are you talking about? What he'd want us to do. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? We have to stay with the Marines. Where are you going? That lifeboat's beacon is our only chance of getting reunited with the rest of the crew. We have to stay with it. Where are you going? The dropship is coming here to pick us up. Where are you going? We can't abandon those Marines. We need to stay near the RV point until Fohammer arrives. While you do what? Go down with the ship? With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes. With those odds, I'm content with 3. You can't imagine the wealth of information. The knowledge, so much, so fast. It's glorious. You did that on purpose, didn't you? You don't believe me? Ask him. You have no idea how this ring works, do you? Why the Forerunners built it? Halo doesn't kill Flood. It kills their food. You mean this? You sure that's a good idea? You sure you wouldn't rather take a seat?
Acknowledged, Fohammer. Cortana out. Acknowledged. We're on our way. Affirmative, Fohammer. We're ready for dust-off. Approach when ready. Alert! Covenant dropships are inbound. Captain! Hunters! Captain, we don't have much time. We should... Cortana to Captain Keyes. Cortana to Echo 419. Break off! The door is closed. Stay on station and we'll call in when we get the door open. Cortana to Echo 419. Come in, Echo 419. Cortana to Echo 419. Fohammer, relay the evac order. We weren't able to save any Marines from that lifeboat. Cortana to Echo 419. Fohammer, stand by. We weren't able to rescue anyone here. We'll call in when we need you. Cortana to Echo 419. Request extraction now, on the double! Cortana to Echo 419. Requesting reinforcements at our position. Cortana to Echo 419. Stay on station, Fohammer. We have no survivors for pickup. Cortana to Echo 419. The Chief and I are topside, requesting pickup. Cortana to Echo 419. The shuttle bay door is open. You can start your approach. Cortana to Echo 419. 2 Covenant Banshees are approaching on your 6. Evade! Say again, evade! Cortana to Echo 419. We have the captain and need extraction on the double. Cortana to Fireteam Charlie. The Chief has the left flank covered. Recommend you move up the middle. Cortana to Fireteam Charlie. This is Cortana, do you read? Cortana to Fireteam Charlie. Move up on the left. You should be able to flank the enemy. Cortana to Fireteam Zulu. I've sent a distress call tagged with your current position. Hold your position and await evac. The Master Chief and I are going to continue on ahead. Cortana to Fireteam Zulu. The tunnel is open. Get ready to move in. Cortana to Fireteam Zulu. I read you. Cortana to Fohammer. We need additional support troops. We're going to open the shuttle bay door again, move in and drop off reserve troops on my signal. Cortana to Keyes. Covenant forces detected up ahead. The path up on the left should let us sneak up around them. Don't worry, Sergeant. We'll stay here until evac arrives.
5th Platoon, secure airlocks on Deck 11. 14th Platoon, rendezvous with 22nd Tactical at Bulkhead Charlie 14.
Fireteam Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way. Fohammer, we need transportation to the command shuttle. Foehammer, we need you to disengage your Warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers. Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise. Give me a minute to interface with the ship's controls. Give him hell, Marine. Got it. The door is open. Everyone should move through now. I can't guarantee that it won't lock again when it closes. It'll be easier to hold them off from inside the structure. Can you get inside? I've called for an evac. Keep trying. Let me know when you've re-established contact, and then tell him that the Master Chief and I have determined the location of the control center. We'll be heading there as soon as we're topside. Let's get moving. Foehammer, here are coordinates and a flight plan I've worked up. Lock onto my signal and approach fast and low. There's a shuttle bay on the ship's starboard side. Look on the bright side, Foehammer. The last thing the Covenant will expect is an aerial insertion from underground. Marines, hold your positions. We'll handle those guns.
Master Chief, we should scale the ridge and get below those stationary guns.
Negative, Captain. The Covenant have impeded our progress. We can't proceed unless we can disable this installation's security system. Negative, negative! We have a Wildcat destabilization of the ship's fusion core. The engines must have sustained more damage than we thought. Negative, team. No evac available at this time. But the Chief and I could use some assistance. Now I see. I have intercepted a number of messages about a Covenant search team scouting for a control room. I thought they were looking for the bridge of a cruiser that I damaged during the battle above the ring. But they must be looking for Halo's control room. One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power. Roger, Echo 419. This is Fireteam Charlie. We read you. Is that you, Foehammer? Roger, Foehammer. Stand by to evac survivors and transport them to safety. Roger that. We'll be able to find our way to the control center from here. Security to the bridge. The Master Chief has gone rampant. Take him down, boys. Sir, don't argue, please. You can dress me down or take me offline when this is over, but right now we need to get you out of here in one piece. Stand by, Marines. I've called Echo 419 for evac. We should dust off shortly. That was close. Marines, stay with the captain. The Chief and I will sweep and clear the area of Covenant forces. Follow us, but keep the captain out of harm's way. That's it. The dropship is loose. That's the last of them. The Covenant did a thorough seismic scan, and my analysis shows that Halo is honeycombed with deep tunnels, which circle the whole ring. The Covenant use a gravity lift to move troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. We need to ambush them at the grav lift's loading zone and use the lift to enter the ship. The enemy has captured Captain Keyes and are holding him aboard one of their cruisers, the Truth and Reconciliation. The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau. The Master Chief and I need some backup. Can you spare a few men? The Pillar of Autumn's engines are going critical, Foehammer. Request immediate extraction. Approach the crash site and be ready to pick us up at External Access Junction 4C as soon as you get my signal. Understood. We're on our way. Wait a moment. I'm going to access the Covenant BattleNet and locate an override code to open a door. We could use the side passages to find a way around. We need to get to that tunnel, Marines. Let's move in. We read you, Fireteam Zulu. On our way. We should get moving. We should move out, Lieutenant, and then we'll need your help on a rescue mission. We weren't able to save any Marines, Echo 419. Stay on station until we call in. We're coming in too fast! We're directly under the ship now. We're going to look for the last lifeboat, Echo 419. Good luck. We're in. I've got a good lock on the Captain's CNI transponder. No Covenant defenses detected. Working on it.
I'd like to see you crack a 128,000-bit modulating encryption key.
Yes, Captain. There's a Covenant dropship still docked. You two, we could use a hand.
Alert! Alpha and Charlie teams report heavy fighting on port decks 5 through 9. Foxtrot team move to starboard decks 8 and 10 and stand by. Alert! All hands. Boarding parties on port decks 4, 7, and 12. Baker team move to engage. Attention, all combat personnel. Please report to your action stations. Attention all personnel. We are re-engaging the enemy. External and internal contact imminent. Baker team reports Covenant forces engaged on port deck 7. Security teams move to assist. Covenant boarding craft detected on port decks 4, 5, 7, 8, and 11. All available combat teams respond. Enemy boarding parties on starboard decks 8 through 10. Echo team, intercept Covenant forces. Fire teams, report to defensive positions Alpha through Sierra. Sensors show inbound Covenant boarding craft. Stand by to repel boarders. Reserve combat teams Oscar and Romeo to port decks 9 through 11. Reserve combat teams Tango through X-ray to port decks 5 and 6 on the double. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Warning, Covenant incursions on port decks 3 and 9. Alpha team engage enemy boarders. Warning, Covenant boarders on starboard decks 4 and 6. Sierra team reports heavy resistance. Security teams assist.